Did you fall for a Taurus man but don't know if it's too soon to tell him those 3 words, I love you? This will help you know when it's exactly the right time so you don't push your stubborn bull away. Let's face it, falling for a Taurus man happens quickly because they are oh so romantic compared to most men. However, a Taurus man is also careful with his feelings because he wants to really make sure he trusts someone before diving into a relationship. Some men are generous with their feelings and can't wait to hear all about yours in great detail, think Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. However, Taurus is not that man. Think of it this way. You spoil the best part of dinner if you take the ice cream out of the freezer too soon. If you confess your love too soon, it could certainly scare him away. He might not be ready to declare his stance on your future just yet. You may not necessarily be planning the rest of your life when you say those 3 words, but the future will be flashing in his head when those big feelings are on the table. But first, don't forget to click the link in the description below and download my free ebook. So, let's get started. It's good that a Taurus man takes his time. If it takes your Taurus a long time to say that he loves you, that's not a bad sign. If he sticks around, it means he is still interested. Even if you're in a committed relationship, he may still approach things at a snail's pace compared to you when it comes to saying those words. Don't despair. I've come up with some tips to help you decide if it's time. The silver lining is that he doesn't take commitment lightly, and he has the patience to create a strong foundation to build a relationship on. We love the patience of our Earth element Taurus men. It is also what helps them stick around later on in our relationship when things get tough due to outside events that can stress your bond. Why you should not just say, I love you. Clients often ask me if it's better to just be honest and tell him how you feel. While honesty is always the best policy, it's also good to temper your expression of love based on what makes a Taurus comfortable. Let your love package be delivered when he is ready to receive it. You wouldn't hand a teenager a mortgage because they just aren't ready for that. Similarly, you do not want to profess your love until your Taurus man has decided to really let you into his life. This can also keep you from getting your feelings hurt by a stubborn man who will never let anyone else dictate what he's feeling. When it's not okay to say, I love you, the bottom line, ladies, is that you do not tell your Taurus man you love him within the first few dates, before you're officially dating, or before he tells you. This is because you don't want him to feel pressured to say it back. Some people like emotional vulnerability, but others find it anxiety-inducing. A Taurus likes to be the one to initiate those next steps because, let's face it, every Taurus, man or woman, can be a bit of a control freak. If you're having a romantic evening over a candlelit dinner with music, wine, and the whole 9 yards, but it's still a new relationship, don't say it. You may be tempted when he makes everything extra romantic and his gestures make you feel loved, but just enjoy the moment, and do not jump the gun. When it is okay to say, I love you, if you can, wait at least until he says he wants to be official, exclusive, and you've gotten to know each other. Think about the long, drawn-out romance acted by celebrity Taurus Robert Pattinson in the Twilight movies. Edward let the feelings build, and he observed Bella for a while, allowing deeper feelings to develop without just revealing that he knew she was the one right away. That made for a romance that was much richer and more exciting. I know 6 months to a year can feel more like a million years, but I promise, waiting will make it that much more special. Few people who get married in a flash make it for the long haul anyway, so exercise patience and reap the reward, a long-term commitment. Why you must play hard to get. It's a classic rom-com movie trope. One person is pursuing, and the other is playing hard to get. You need to channel your inner Angelina Jolie for this one and let him chase you. Here's why. Taurus men like to feel like they are making their own decisions. You need to let him see who you are without forcing yourself down his throat. If you make him feel cornered, and if you say, I love you, too soon, his mind will go to more serious topics like joint bank accounts, and send him running. Bulls like to be providers but also take their time making big decisions. They also mean what they say and stick to their promises, so they won't commit until they've thought it through. Don't be unavailable. Make sure you have other things going on so you don't obsess over him or come off as too needy. Think of waiting as an opportunity. It's normal to want to cling to what makes us feel good, but we don't realize it's an impulse and not necessarily a smart move long term. Sometimes our first impulse to say, I love you, is coming from a deeper urge to feel needed and have something to nurture. Find ways to express your love to friends and your community so you don't smother your man with that need to nurture that you may be confusing with love. This will protect you from your own impulses. Not all Taurus men are the same. If you are scratching your head wondering why your Taurus man may have said those 3 words right away, it's because of other influences in his chart. If he wants to know if you love him, he may have another sign heavily influencing him. If you look at his 7th house of partnerships or his moon sign in his birth chart, you may find that he has a sign that feels safer being very emotionally intimate than a typical Taurus. These signs are often water signs. Don't stop being romantic. Now, I'm not saying you should treat him like a friend and stop flirting with him. Because Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty, it's actually very important that you prioritize being romantic. Taurus likes the build-up that leads to a trustworthy relationship, like a simple melody that becomes a beautiful masterpiece. He loves the courting process, and he loves when you go the extra mile to make things romantic. These little gestures, like wearing his favorite perfume, cooking his favorite meal, or sending him romantic messages, are all great tools. Taurus men don't fall for cold women. In fact, they love women with passion and creativity, and they're drawn to people who stimulate their senses with the way they express themselves. Just let them enjoy falling for you. Don't put a deadline on it. Final words. You can express feelings that are similar to, I love you, without making it seem like you're trying to trap him in a pen like a rodeo bull. You can express your love subtly by telling him what qualities you love about him. Try, I appreciate how dependable you are, or, I really enjoy your company. Ladies, there's one more upside to waiting before you drop those words. It gives you time to see if he is worth it. Once you get past the infatuation stage, you start to see things that you miss at first. Once you know who he really is, you'll see if your original urge to confess your love is still strong or if it has fizzled out. Let him prove he is worth your time, and in the meantime, enjoy letting him chase you. Please share if you've put this advice into action and how it worked for you in the comments below. If you like this video and find it helpful, please give it a like and also make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, so you get notified whenever I post new content, and follow me on Instagram for daily relationship tips.